information and bad information.
如果我再讲下去的话
I can go on and on.
我们的时间就不够了。
We don't have enough time.
现在我要问一个问题。
I want to ask you this question.
人有理性，
We have intellect.
我们与真理发生关系，
We have a relationship with truth.
我们有法性，
We have the idea of
我们与
righteousness.
神的公义发生关系，
We have a relationship with God's
我
righteousness.
们有德性，
We have morality.
我们有没有神的爱同我们的神的圣洁做我们的基础？
Do we have the love of God and the holiness of God as foundation in our life?
我们有永恒性，
We have eternity.
我们要面向哪一个永恒呢？
But which eternity are we facing?
我们有容纳性，
We have capacity.
我们接受怎样的内容？
But what content do we
在
accept?
这样的世代中间呢，
In an age like this,
我们聚集，
we are by ourselves.
我们聚集 ，we gather
We
together，
gather together.
我们讨论，
We discuss.
我们思想
We think about it.
21世纪的宣教使命。
21st century mission goals.
我常常问自己，
I always ask
当
myself,
我生出来的时候，
when I was born,
那个时候的布道家是怎样布道的？
what kind of preachers preached at that
当
time?
我17岁的时候，
When I was 17,
我奉献做传道人，
I gave my life to God.
正像刚才3位姐妹一样的。
Just like the three sisters
主啊，
have
我一
shared.
生服侍你。
God, I'm going to serve you for the rest
我
of my life.
17岁奉献的时候，
When I was 17,
我就问主说
I asked God,
主啊，你要我做怎样的传道人？
God, what kind of preacher do you want me to
当我
be?
传道传了20年以后，
After preaching for 20
我
years,
37岁的时候，
when I was 37,
我在思想自己，
I think about it myself.
整个世界变化，我要怎么传道？
To the whole changing of the world, what am I going to do?
奉献已经40年了，
I already gave my life
现
for
在
so
我
many
不是个
years.
年轻人了，
I'm no longer young.
我是个57岁的传道人。
I'm 57 years old.
我是个再过几年要看世界走到21世纪的传道人。
After a few years, I'm going to see the world moving into the
我
21st
还要再
century.
问自己，
I'm going to ask the same
我要
question.
做一个怎样的传道人？
What kind of preacher do I want
我
to
要
be?
怎样传道？
How do I preach?
我是不是从我的神学院的老师学一套东西背给别人听的？
Do I just regurgitate everything that I learned from my theological teachers?
我发现我的老师把几十年前他的老师的笔记念给我听的。
I actually found that my lecturer is repeating something he learned from his
那
lecturer.
么呢，我是不是把几十年的东西拿来对现代的人讲话呢？
Do I take something that is so many years old to talk to modern people?
我要怎样传道呢？
How do I preach?
我今天要见证一件事情。
I want to bear witness today.
这40多年的侍奉，
After 40 over years in serving,
继续看到一件继续不断被神更新的事情，
I see one continuous thing that God is
就
changing.
是神一直把青年的一代交托给我们去向他们传福音。
God keep giving us young people so that we can raise them up to preach the
什
gospel.
么意思呢？
What does that mean?
我们继续不断在时代的前面看到时代的需要，对时代的青年的知识分子给他们供应，给他们启发，又向他们挑战，让他们站起来，再做下一次时代的
It means that we have to look at the changing age, that we got to stimulate and challenge the young people so that they will all stand up for the cause of our Lord Jesus Christ.
感谢上帝。
Praise the Lord.
如果21世纪
In the 21st century,
侍奉要真正达到好的果效，
if we truly want to preach and serve the Lord,
我们需要一批的人，
we need a group of people.
这一批的人
This group of people
抓住神永恒的给我们宣教使命的命脉，
must to hold on to the powers of the command of mission by God.
上帝永恒的旨意中间
This is in the eternal will of God.
不改变的真理，
It's something that will never
不
change.
可以改变的
It
信，
can never change.
那绝对的权威，
It's absolute authority.
真正超时代的供应。
It's really a trans time.
另外一个时候呢，
And at the same time,
真正抓住时代变化的命脉，
the young people must carry on and hold on to the powers of change in the world.
神永恒的旨意我们抓住，
In the eternal will of God, we hold on to it.
时代变化的一切的现象我也看到了，
At the same time, I see the changes in the society.
人各样的需要，
All the different needs of men.
里面最基本的需要是什么？
The most fundamental need.
人外表的需要
What is the need in the
是
surface?
随时代改变的，
It changes all the time.
人里面最深的需要，
But the deepest need inside of
实
human
在没有
being,
办法淘汰掉。
the era will never change it.
政治一直变化，
Politics always changes.
科学一直变化，
Science is always changing.
社会环境一直变化
The，society and environment changes.
教育制度一直变化。
Educational system
有
changes.
一些事情从来没变化。
But some things will never change.
第一样，
Number one,
罪的事实永远没有变化。
the fact of sin will never change.
第二样，
Secondly,
人心理中间的痛苦永远没有变化。
the pain inside of human being will never change.
第三样，
Thirdly,
人面对死亡的威胁从来没有变化。
the threat of death will never change.
第四样，
Fourthly,
人从乐观的梦醒过来，年老的时候发现一切都是虚空的，这种状况从来没有变化。
The fact that men will always wake up from the dream in their old age and realize everything is emptiness. This will never change. Fifthly,
人常以为自己就是真理的中心，而不愿意上帝绝对化自我的这种程序从来没有变化。
The self-centeredness of man, the idea that man is always the center of truth, will never change.
Man always absolutize themselves.
人通常都要绝对化自己，
Always think he is the only right.
他通常只认为自己是对的，
By this he excludes the authority of God and truth.
所以上帝的权威他都不需要。
这是人从来没有改变的，
This will never change.
这些东西没有变化。
These things will never change through
所
the
以
time.
传统的福音派
So the conservative gospel,
提到罪的问题，
when it talks about sin,
痛苦的实体，
talks about pain,
死亡的问题，
talks about death,
这是非常正确的。
and this is absolutely
但
correct.
是人类自我为中心的美梦的幻灭，
And this dream of man being the center of his life,
人绝对化自我排斥神权威的这种本性，
this idea that man wants to be absolute and reject God,
是罪性产生出来的一种存在的歪曲。
all these are the distortion that came about from sin.
这是许多的传道人没有注意到的事情。
This is something that a lot of preachers never think
我
about.
们怎么样把古老的信息向现代的人传开呢？
How do we preach the old gospel to the people of the
我
modern
们
age?
继续不断思想基督在历史上的显现，对每一个时代真正的意义是什么？
We must understand what is the significance of Jesus Christ appearing in the world and what is the significance to every single age.
The appearance of Jesus Christ in the history
耶稣在历史上显现，
is the turning point of human direction.
是人类的方向的转捩点。
耶稣基督在历史上的显现，
The appearance of Jesus Christ in
是
history,
整个历史潮流里面一个新灌注出来神给人的光。
it is an immediate revelation of the light of God from history.
耶稣基督以人形在社会中间的生活，
Jesus Christ came in the form of humanity.
是神在道德界给人最高的启发。
This is the greatest revelation that God has given to us in the world of morality.
耶稣的言行举止，
Everything that Jesus said and did,
是神对人要启示的真理最高峰的表达。
it is the greatest expression of truth that God has given to man.
耶稣基督在教导中间的那些有总原则意义的话语，
All those things that Jesus taught about in the area of general principles,
是对每个时代继续不断产生刺激同更新作用的真理。
is a continuous stimulation for every single age towards the truth.
耶稣基督全人性生活的表达，
The entire humanity of Jesus Christ
是我们每个时代每一个个人最完美的模范。
is the best and perfect model for all of us at different single age.
感谢上帝。
Praise the Lord.
所以希伯来书第3章说，
So Hebrews chapter 3 says
我们得
this.
思念那大使者耶稣基督，
We got to think carefully about the great preacher
为
Jesus Christ.
祭司为大使者的耶稣基督，
He is a great priest and he's a great messenger.
我们要常常思念他，
We must always meditate on him,
常常思念他，
always think about him,
让耶稣基督继续不断在我们的心中光照我们。
so that Jesus Christ will enlighten your life all the
约
time.
翰福音第8章第12节告诉我们，
John chapter 8 verse 12.
耶稣说
Jesus said,
我是世界的光，
I am the light of the world.
跟从我的人就不在黑暗里面走，
Whoever follows me will never walk in
他
darkness,
们必要找到生命的光明。
but will have the light of
我
life.
们大家一同来读这一节的圣经
Let，us read it together.
约翰福音第8章
Gospel of John chapter 8
第12节，
verse 12.
翻到了，我们一同开声来读。
Let us read together.
约翰福音第8章第12节，1、2、3，耶稣又对众人说：“我是世界的
I
光
am，the light of the world.
跟从我的，就不在黑暗里走，必要得着生命的光。”再一次，耶稣又对众人说：“我是生命的光，跟从我的，就不在黑暗里走，必要得着生命的光。”当我差不多9岁半呢，还没有离开中国的时候，
Before I left China, when I was about 9.5,
我那个时候很小，
I was very small.
我曾经把孔子的书跟耶稣的话做一个比较，
I did a comparison between the works of Confucius and Jesus.
我就感到孔子的书呢，每一句都是很浓缩的话语，很有意思，又短又深。
I thought that Confucius' writing is very short, very concise, very meaningful.
道则已，不可虚议理也。耶稣的话呢，又浅又白，好像没有什么意思，
And what Jesus said seems to be very simple, very superficial, not much meaning.
所以呢很长，讲了一大堆。
After
很容易明白。
very simple and very long.
所以我感觉到孔子的书是深的，耶稣的话是浅的。
And I thought Confucius was a very good philosopher, but Jesus very
当
shallow.
我年纪越来越大的时候，
But as I grew older,
特别是我重生得救以后，
especially after I accepted
我
Jesus,
再从头比较的时候，
when I did another comparison,
我发现不一样。
I found that it's different.
耶稣用最浅的话讲出人的口不可能讲出来的话语，
Jesus used the simplest language to express what man can never say out from his own
他
mouth.
的深度不在乎词句的简单，
The depth of Jesus is not seen in the simplicity of his
他的
language.
深度在乎真理奥秘的深入境界。
The depth of Jesus is in the era of the truth.
从来没有人像耶稣那样讲。
Nobody spoke like Jesus Christ.
这句话耶稣怎么讲呢？
What did Jesus say here?
我是世界的光。
I am the light of the world.
如果今天有一个人说我是全吉隆坡的光，你就感到有些奇怪了。
If a person said that I'm the light of the entire Kuala Lumpur, you say it's strange.
我是全吉隆坡的一个大光。
I am a big light for Kuala Lumpur.
人家就问你是从光头的光照出来的，
You ever say that the light
或
comes
者
off your bald
你
head?
把自己用电油烧了，这个是出光的
Or
什么
maybe
光
you？ electrocute yourself.
从来没有人像耶稣这样讲。
Nobody spoke like Jesus.
他的话里面有 universality，
There is a sense of universality in Jesus.
普世性的，
There is a sense that applies to
这
all.
个普世性的真理的，
It's universal truth.
就是苏格拉底、亚里士多德、柏拉图所要争取的真理的要素。
These are things that Socrates, Plato, and all these people wanted to look after.
为什么呢？
Why?
因为他们说呢，真理不应当是对你是真，对我是假的，真理应当是对我是真，对你也是真，对全世界都是真的，就普世性才是真理的要素。
Because these philosophers understood that truth has to be applied all over the world, regardless of who you are.
所以呢 ，Greek classical a great system of philosophies from Socrates, from Aristotle and Plato, they all believe the universality of the truth.
所以希腊的哲学家都相信真理必须是普世性的。
But they do not know who is or what can be said to be the universal truth.
当然，他们完全不知道这个真理到底是从哪里来的
那。么他们自己是谁呢？
So who are they?
They are representing human beings to search for the truth.
他只是代表人类来追寻真理。
When a person says, I am seeking for the truth,
当一个人说我追求真理，
at the same time he is claiming that he is not the truth.
同样的时间他说我不是真理，
He needs the truth.
他需要真理，
So he is searching for the truth.
所以他在寻求真
So
理。
they are not the subjectivity of the truth himself.
所以当然这些哲学家本身不是真
They
理，
are seeking for the truth.
他们在追寻真理。
But other than Jesus Christ,
但是耶稣以
I
外，
never see anybody say like that.
从来没有人这样讲过。
Jesus said, I am the truth.
耶稣说：“我就是真理，
I am the light of the world.
我是全世界上的光。”
Jesus never said, I'm the light of the city of Nazareth.
耶稣没有说我是
I'm the light of the Jewish people only.
我是犹太人的光。
I'm the light of the world.
他说我是世界的光。
我世界的光。
I am the light of the world.
所以如果我没有深思想啊，
So if we do not think about it carefully,
我就像那些小学生念书一样，我是世界的光，也是说我是世界的光。会背了，会啦。
it's just like primary school student reciting the passage and singing
但
the
我
song.
一深深思想的时候，
But when we think about it in depth,
我发现
suddenly we realize
孔子不可以讲这个话的，
Confucius cannot say this.
不敢讲这个话，
He would not dare to.
也没有讲这个话。
He did not say that
苏格
either.
拉底没有讲这个话。
Socrates never said this.
在苏格拉底死了以后呢，
After Socrates had
他
died,
的哲学的就分成四派。
his philosophy became four schools of
这
thought.
个在哲学历史叫做 Minor Socratic Four Schools，
This is four schools of minor Socratic
就
thought.
叫做苏格拉底小派。
These are small little schools of
里
thought.
面有一派的人叫做 Diogenes，
One group of people are the Diogenes.
这个人呢，在光天化日之下，拿出一把灯呢，在雅典街上走来走去。
And this person carried a candle and walked around Athens
所
in
以
the
人
daylight.
家就说 ，Why are you carrying your lantern?
People are asking him, why do you carry a lantern?
Is the sunlight not light enough?
阳光不够亮吗
你为什么拿一个灯跑出来？
Why are you carrying the light?
他说，keep quiet.
他说安静，
I'm searching for the righteous.